Presidential spokesperson Mac Maharaj says changes in government announced by President Jacob Zuma were made in the interest of good governance and to ensure that the interest of the country is put first. And Gauteng's MEC for Community Safety, Faith Mazibuko, says the ANC Youth League does not need to pay the R1 million damage deposit anymore before it can march later this week. I'm Richard Brooks. Presidential spokesperson Mac Maharaj says changes in government announced by President Jacob Zuma yesterday were made in the interest of good governance and to ensure that the interest of the country is put first. Maharaj says those who've accused the president of indecisiveness should acknowledge that he has taken the right decision.
He has acted properly, timeously, and according to correct process. Now, many lawyers are publicly acknowledging that he is correct in the steps that he is taking in terms of the law, even with regards to the inquiry in the case of the genocide and in his suspension.
Gauteng's MEC for Community Safety, Faith Mazibuko, says the ANC Youth League does not need to pay the R1 million damage deposit anymore before it can march later this week. The League is planning on holding its Economic Freedom Youth Mass Action on Thursday and Friday. They will gather at Beyers-Naudé Square in central Johannesburg before marching to the Chamber of Mines and the Johannesburg Stock Exchange in Sandton. Their demands include nationalization of mines, expropriation of land without compensation, and other social demands. Mazibuko explains.
They've put their heads on their blocks so that then anything that arises that goes wrong, they are held liable. And there are specific routes that we'll be announcing so that then residents and motorists are not inconvenienced. They've promised to deploy over 1,000 marshals for that. And law enforcement officers will be at hand to make sure that nothing goes wrong.
Doctors are checking the condition of a baby who was born with a heart outside its chest in Port Elizabeth. Health Department spokesperson Sizwe Kupelo says a 17-year-old mother delivered the baby at home last month, but was admitted at Dora Nzinga Hospital only yesterday. He says the baby is currently in the intensive care unit. Kupelo says the family, together with the mother, will now have to answer as to why the child was only admitted to hospital yesterday.
We will have to investigate. We need to meet with the family together with the mother and her family, because we got information that this child was born at home on the 24th of September. It remains unclear as to what led to the family or the mother not being taken to hospital soon after her delivery, because the child was only admitted to hospital yesterday.
Invigilators who were found guilty of misconduct during matric examinations in KZN last year have not been appointed for this year. Several invigilators were found to have transgressed examination guidelines at examination centres. Provincial head of the Department of Education, Nkosi Nati Sishi, says they are closely monitoring the progress of examinations.
In KwaZulu-Natal, all those invigilators that were involved in irregularities have not been appointed at all. They've been replaced by others. But those who were involved in technical type of irregularities have been subjected to a much more intensive monitoring under a ward manager. This is the first of its kind that we bring ward managers closer to the examination centers to monitor a cluster of schools that are writing.
Catch the latest news anytime here on NewsBreak Option 1.